It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, that's when they blew up Jesus' house, and not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. That's when they blew up Jesus' house, Bethlehem. They don't give a damn about Bethlehem. The so-called Jew or the Jew, this is what he thinks of you, Christian, and Muslims too. Even Jews. They say they hung Jesus on a cross. Which is not true, because all they do is lie to you. So prepare yourself. So it's a new day coming to you. A brand new day. A day that's new. A day that's when everything is new. So you got to prepare yourself if you want that to be true. Even you got to be new. You got to leave all this corrupt world behind and purify your mind and save your own behind. Prepare yourself. For it's the seventh day, a new day. Read the screen. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Prepare yourself if you haven't prepared yourself. For if you want to have peace to rule, you got to prepare yourself. Because only you will be in charge. Allah will put the righteous in charge of that new day. So they must be new and make it do what it do, baby. This is your brother Omar Kareem Nasser Muhammad, also known as Elder Black Light, with the kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge that you won't get in college. telling the truth. The truth should be told and not sold. On the night before Christmas, haven't you heard the news? The Jews blew up Bethlehem. This is all a sign to you, black man. And when they showed the scene in Bethlehem after they blew it up, where they had monuments of what they call Jesus Christ, he was white. Now these is Christians, white Christians. That's deep right there. In this live stream, we're going to try to prepare you for you to rule. You can't be no fool and try to rule. Can you dig it? We're just going to come on in with it. You have to catch this beginning on the upload. Let me start out by saying all praises are due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. This is another blessed day that your elder brother comes to you with a word that's true. This is another blessed day. I'm happy to be alive on this great and dreadful day called the seventh day, or the judgment day, in the war of Armageddon. Who will survive? Who will be alive in the hereafter, after the war of Armageddon? There are many signs to say we are either on the eve of Armageddon or in the midday. There are so many sevens in this year to act as signs. Like, for example, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad birthday was on October the 7th, the same day that they say Hamas started the war. And it was a holiday for the Jews, the Israelis. I forget what they say the name of that holiday was. I can't recall it right now. But let us keep moving. The number 2023 adds up to 7. Also, Allah came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, in the month of July, in the day called the 4th of July, the white man's Independent Day. Also, the year 1 for the new government to come into effect. The 7th day, July, is the 7th month. Detroit is the spot where he came to. Detroit was born in the month of July, the 7th month. Also, area code 313 adds up to 7. And I want to throw this in. I was born in the month of July. Last July made me 77 years old. Some more 7s in the mix. Letting me know that we're dead in the war of Armageddon in the 7th day, the day of judgment. Letting me know that you still got time to purify yourself and be on in the army of Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. There are many signs that point to the day of judgment. A lot of you thinking that you're going to be judged when you die. No. It's going on right now. Yeah, it's supposed to be that happy, jolly time of the year, but it don't have that same atmosphere. But these are a lot of signs to wake up the black man. The former slave, physical slave, now mental slave, or the plantation owners and their children. A lot of you want to ignore your responsibilities and separate yourself from this corrupt system that acts like a Trojan horse, like a virus that simulates itself to be like you, and then later on takes over, shut down your system, replace your system with their system, which is the mind. Your righteous mind has been replaced with the evil mind. And every day they show you who they are. But some of you are so spellbound, hypnotized, and controlled by the evil ones that you become dead. A callous is put over your mind. Your mind and heart is hardened to the fact that you are the direct descendant of the Creator. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was placed here to show you who his teacher was. His name is Master Farad Muhammad, Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And in Malachi, 4 and 5, the Old Testament, he tells you, behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Elijah did come, and he remains here through his writings and videos and tapes, audio tapes, and in the hearts and minds of those righteous Muslim brothers. I don't forget the sisters also. A lot of you are confused on which way to go. During today's transmission, let me tell you, young brothers and sisters, the vow of a Muslim soldier, a FOI soldier, drill is the foundation of military discipline. On a Saturday morning, around 6 o'clock, the brothers, the FOI, used to meet up early in the morning, around 6 o'clock. Show up without bow tie and suits on and drill. And we have, after we get through drilling, we have FOI class. Drill is the foundation of military discipline. It compels the hearts of obedience as the unit moves together as one. Since then, we don't move together as one. Since then, that day when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad went away, transition, that day when Wallace Muhammad took control of the FOI, changed the name, got rid of all the Muslim property, discredited Allah in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, also his father. Elijah. So that's been over 45 years ago. And we've been disunited, really. But all that is to divide the righteous from the unrighteous. Because Young Elijah Muhammad said, after me will come God, and Allah will be the leader. Allah will be the leader of the Nation of Islam. No, not Farrakhan, not Marvin Muhammad, but Allah, God. There's an Arabic word for that called Sharia, meaning the law and order of Allah. When you got Sharia, that's an Arabic word for Allah in command, the rule of Allah. See, Muslim is a Muslim. There are no boundaries. For a Muslim follows the law and order of Allah. The whole entire existence belongs to Allah. This is why this law right here, the law of the white man, the Constitution, and his religion, Christianity, is why it's falling apart today. You try to match it with Allah's law, also known as Sharia law. It's no match, because the nature of the Caucasian is to rebel against everything, including his own self. This is my mother's. See how old it is? (1947). I was born in 1946. Born into the teachings of the Nation of Islam. That's why I'm going to take this opportunity to promote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad over Farrakhan, over all those brothers that exist now. I'm going to tell you why. We broke our oath, which is, my word is my bond. I will give my life before my word shall fail. I am a FOI soldier in the Nation of Islam. My duty is to unite my people, black people, and protect the women and children of my nation. I will perform my duty faithfully, regardless to whom or what. We fail to protect the women and children. We're failing right now. Because if we haven't failed, soon as Wallace tore down, tried to tear down the foundations when he couldn't do it. But he destroyed many generations. And he's still doing it. Because as many brothers refuse to recognize the teachings of Allah and the personal master Farad Muhammad given to his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to this very day. They follow Shiite Muslim, Sunni Muslim. And I'm sorry, brothers in the Middle East, when you put that Shiite in front of Muslim, when you put that Sunni and Sufi and all in the front of Muslim, you're not doing Sharia law, because you're following something other than the laws of Allah. That's why y'all over here in Dearborn calling yourself American Muslims. So you put America before you put Muslim. See, you got the laws of Allah, which is outlined in Malachi. And you got the laws of Satan, which is outlined in the Constitution. See, so I looked up the word proxy because they've been talking about proxy wars. And what I found in the definition of proxy meant representative, really, or another definition was pimping. kind of hard for my people to understand the really understanding of the English language, since it was made our language. We never fully understood it. And the Bible is written in Old English, translated from the Greek, and the Greek translated it from Aramaic. Understanding what Aramaic is the ancient Arabic and Hebrew. They are of the same family. Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, and ancient Kemet or Egyptian. Now, you know the Greek mythologies, they used the Trojan horse when they had the Helen. It was the Helen. Well, how can I put this? It was the Helen Wars, when the Greeks, a certain tribe of the Greeks, used the Trojan horse, right? And the proxies was almost like that. It can be disguised, you know. It's the Trojan horse was like this. They couldn't break in the fort or the city that was fortified. So they wanted to sneak in. So they made a Trojan horse, a great big old horse that a number of warriors could get into or could hide into. It was a big old rocking chair looking horse, wooden horse. And I forget how many warriors that were, I'm doing all of this out of memory. I learned this a long time ago, so I'm going to summarize it by saying it was a mysterious looking horse that somehow got into the inner city or the behind the walls in the city of, I think it was, I don't forgot the name of the city. I think it was Helen. I don't forgot the name of it, but anyway, the emphasis is on this horse. And it was a bunch of soldiers inside this horse that got in the city in the wee hours of the night or the morning, early morning, and they were hiding in there. So ultimately, that's where you got the word Trojans from too. Anyway, the Trojan horse is, a hidden weapon or hidden soldiers that came out of this horse and conquered the city. So all of the Greek, the white man inherited this war, tactic, and been using it ever since. He disguises himself as one of the people. So the enemy could use a black man, put him in a bow tie, because we so used to seeing the Nation of Islam in bow ties, and he could infiltrate the Nation of Islam, or it don't have to be the Muslims, it could be any organization like Christianity or Islam or anyone. He disguises himself as one of them. So now Allah in the person of Master Farah Muhammad did the same thing. He disguised himself as a white man. Allah did. Well, his father, it's a process that went to that. It just wasn't, he had to do it the natural way. In other words, the black man know the science of birth control, of genetics, went and got him a Caucasian wife, cleaned her up, purified her with Islam, and produced a light, bright, damn near white son to come over here to save the black man from the devil, the Caucasians. And he looked just like one of them. So his mission is what you see in front of you. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet. This was all prophesied and predicted, written down in text in Arabic. So the Greeks got a hold to it, start changing things. Then the Romans got a hold to it and changed things drastically. When I say change things, I'm talking about the writings, using technology on a naive people that wasn't used to lies, naive to the trick. So you couldn't build up an immune system. Just like that flu. The flu disguises itself as part of your system, looking just like your system, the germs or whatever in your system. And then takes over your system, like that Trojan horse, was disguised, but inside that Trojan horse was conquerors. When inside that influenza conquers your whole body, especially if you haven't built up, if you have no immune system or resistance to that. Well, you can make a lie the same way. A lie can enter your immune system, shut it down, and take over. Just like the story of the truth on his way to give a lecture at a town that needed the truth. Truth was sharp. He was dressed in white, clean, man. White horse, everything. White represents purity, And so the pure truth was on his way to a town and decided to refresh himself, wash his clothes, because he wanted to look his best. While he was at a little pool or a little pond, he took off all his clothes and hung it on, he washed them and hung them on a branch while he bathed himself and refreshed himself. A dirty lie came along. Didn't happen to come along. He was following truth all the time and seen an opportunity to steal the clean clothes of truth, while truth was in the pond refreshing himself. So truth didn't notice the lurking of the lie in the bushes where his clothes was at. Not only did the lie steal the clothes, he stole Truth's horse, rode into town while Truth was bathing in the water. When Truth got out the water, he seen that his clothes and horse was gone, and he was naked. But he was clean, though, but he was naked. So he had to run, try to catch up. He had figured out what was going on. He said, lie and came along and stole my identity, my transportation, everything. And I bet you he's going to that town disguised as the truth. So he went to the town disguised as Lie went to the town disguised as the truth. And the town accepted him. So by the time that the truth came, all naked, without no clothes, the people rejected the naked truth and accepted the dirty lie. What's the moral of the story? People don't want the naked truth, but they accept a well-dressed lie. So all these years, the black man don't want the naked truth. And by him not wanting the naked truth, he sees a well-dressed lie. And the lie, well-dressed lie, takes over the thinking of the black man, the mindset of the black man and woman for 400 years. All the lie had to do was come among some naive people, black people, over in Africa back in 1555, around about that time, and tell them a well-dressed lie, lure them on a boat called Jesus with the flag of justice and truth on the boat, on the ship. A red flag stands for justice, truth, justice. And by the black man being so naive to the truth, he fell for the con. Once he got aboard the ship, they locked the doors, chained him in, and took that long ride over the ocean to the wilderness of North America. There, he was conned. He's still falling for that con right today. So, getting back to the word proxy, the proxy war, con science, pimp game, a term used by English-speaking countries, definition, function of a procurator, a procurator. That word procurator and proxy are similar, means the same thing. The authority to act for another, as in voting, one so authorized. So then I looked up the word democratic, of or for democracy, of or for all the people, directly or through representatives, a form of proxy. Now I looked this up in the dictionary. I'm reading right from the dictionary. Or procurators, a country with such government, equality of rights, opportunity, and the word Greek, demos is Greek, meaning the people, and criterion, to rule. I might not be pronouncing that right. Then I looked up the word procurator. In the Roman Empire, the governor of a province, a least province, or procure, pro before, and cure. Attend to obtain, get, procurable. That's an adjective. or procurement. Noun, procure, a pimp. A pimp. Procure is a pimp. I got it in the dictionary now. And so I looked up republic. It's Latin. A state or government specific one headed by a president in which the power is exercised by different elected by the votes. Also a procure. So the whole government, United States government is pimping the people. They're not following the divine laws of Allah. So when Muslims, so-called Muslims coming from all over in the so-called Middle East, which is really Africa, when they come over here, when they give up Islamic, where they got Sharia law, and come over to America for democracy, are they being tricked into thinking that democracy is better than Sharia? Or are they just devils too? And coming over here to rule the naive black man? Because they know he's been deaf, dumb, and blinded by the devil. Think about it. Matter of fact, before, I remember when back in the 60s or late 50s, when my parents in Detroit moved from the east side to the west side because they were in the category of being lower middle class. Because my father worked out at the factories and my mother worked for the city of Detroit. And I was the only child. My brother had died when I was 6 months old. My brother died at the age of 4. And my mother didn't have any more children after me. So 2 people working, one working at the factories, one working for the city. They was doing pretty good. And moved over in an all-white section on the west side, over by 12th Street, 14th Street, Linwood, Dexter, Livernois, Finkel, and Davison. Those were all the main streets in that vicinity. Because you could walk in the section where we was at, Finkel, I was on a street called Wildermere, which is sandwiched in between Linwood and Dexter. You could take that Dexter bus, which wasn't nothing but 2 or 3 blocks away from going west from where I live. Take that Dexter bus at Finkel and Dexter, go downtown. Matter of fact, you'll pass Motown, you'll pass Berry Gordy. because it goes down the boulevard, West Grand Boulevard, and turns right on Cass Street and goes past Wayne State University all the way downtown. It's a long ass ride, but you can also go to North to Northland, going north. And it goes out Curtis, goes across, Puritan, cross 6 Mile, and just before it gets to 7 Mile, turns on a street called Curtis, and you could take that to Wyoming and get off at Wyoming and Curtis, and you'd be 2 blocks away from Mumford High School. At that time, when I moved over that way, there wasn't no black people going to Mumford. There was hardly black people in the hood, 1 or 2 streets. But on 7 Mile, going across Livernois and whatever. Anyway, it was a pocket of black people. They were sort of like boule black people, they sophisticated black people, teachers and stuff, doctors. But on Finkel, Parkside, they were lower middle class. On 7 Mile, they were upper middle class. You had a whole lot of dope people over there, selling dope. A lot of doctors or whatever. So getting back to that word proxy, we have representatives that really don't represent us, because the Constitution, when the Constitution was made, we were slaves, man. And we wasn't written in the Constitution. And they worked some technology on us on the 14th Amendment. When Dred Scott tried to, say he was a citizen, Supreme Court said a black man can never be a citizen. And so they never did in the Constitution write us in. We just want, and those brothers and sisters that want to blend in are what we call now boule. They want to merge in with the white man. The white man using them as proxies. They represent all black people, poor or whatever. So they set up institutions like the NAACP, and the NAACP say no black man could ever own any property. And a white man founded it, but put black people in as proxies, pimping. Yeah, man. It's the honest to God truth. So we've been brainwashing, and then that after they dummied us down using the Willie Lynch process, it's all documented. Even though there are those who say it wasn't like that, it's like that because why you don't know your language? If it wasn't like that, you would know your real name. You wouldn't have the last name of your slave master. You would know your language, and you would be practicing your culture, like all the rest of them do. Like the Italians, they got their last name. They know their real name. They know their language. Some of them might not choose to use it, but Chinese, whoever come over here, they might be victims in certain ways of the democratic system, but they still got their culture and their language, just like the Arabs come over here and call themselves American Muslims, or American Arabs. They still talk their language, which is the original tongue of the black man. See, we are the original people. And this is what they're trying to wipe out of your minds and out the minds of everybody else. They don't want you to know that you're the original people of the planet Earth. That means that you are the creator of everything. And the only ones know this are some crusaders that study Islam and got some of the science of Islam, but they didn't get all of it. They called themselves the Knights Templar and Masons, which means Mason sons. And there's a movie out called The Day of Wrath, which shows you how the Jew could change. All you got to do is change his name. He's white just like they are. The Jew is smarter than the rest of the Caucasian. The Jew came out the caves, was the first one that came out the caves and was taught by an Egyptian called Musa. Because in those caves, he didn't have a language, he didn't have a culture, that of an animal, of a beast. So he names himself after the beast and created things like wood, branches, roaches, tree, Mr. Fish. He don't name himself after the creator. Kareem, which is the original tongue. So you've been tricked all this time, I'm going to sum it up on the next edition of this.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
So now we're talking about now. What's happening now? What you got overseas is you got Muslims who made friends with Jews and Christians and altered the teachings of Islam and put in front of it Sunni and Shiite, and they broke themselves up into sects. So when Allah came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad and raised up Elijah, and he turned the hearts of the fathers to the children, he's putting us back into our rightful righteous self. So he had to let, the Nation of Islam break up, because the real true believers are going to be saved. So when you say this, my word is my bond, I will give my life before my word shall fail. I am a FOI soldier in the Nation of Islam. My duty is to unite my people, black people, and protect the women and children of my nation. I will perform my duty regardless to whom or what. My life and my death are all for Allah. So it's hard for the white man, by him being artificially produced from the original, it's hard for him to keep his word. He can't keep his word. He made up a constitution, now he's going against it. You got the Pope saying the other day that he blesses homosexuality. This is the Pope. On that movie I was telling you about, The Day of Wrath, it shows you how over in Spain, how ruthless and inhuman the Spaniards were. All because they were acting as they normally do, devils. And the Jews took over the Catholic or the Christian religion, disguised as Christian only by their name. So they fighting now you know, infighting with each other, devil fighting devil. Who's going to rule the original Asiatic black man? And black man, if you let this opportunity pass you by, you may not get another opportunity for another 6,000 or 7,000 years. And maybe by then you be turned into him. Artificial, as some of you are now, turning into artificial black people. And don't even know it. So I know a lot of you seen where they blew up Bethlehem. That's a sign in that. So when you tune into this, to Elder Black Light or Black Light Soul School, you're going to get the real truth, man. About yourself and what you must do. See, every time you pay your taxes, you're buying into bombs. Weapons of mass destruction. Every time you play the lotto, you're committing suicide against yourself. Every time you buy your gas from an Arab or Arabic man or Arabic gas station with an English title on it. See, because that Arab gas station is acting as a proxy. He's pimping the black community. You know? Every time you vote, nationally vote, for a Democrat or Republican, you're committing suicide. Every time you try to join on to the system, political system, you're committing suicide. Because if you really truly believe in what Jesus was saying, see, because what they try to do is make you not understand the true meaning of Jesus Christ and the true meaning of why they tried to kill Christ or kill Jesus. All that's symbolic. Jesus said, I and the Father are one. You know, you are gods, or the Most High God. Well, they didn't like that, remember? And the next time we meet up, I'm going to go to the scriptures and show you what Jesus said when they tried to put Jesus and Moses against each other. You know, he tells you this, but the preacher, your brother preacher, is working for the devil. Some of them know it, some of them don't. If you want to be saved, because you already pardoned, Allah came in the person of Master Muhammad, already atoned you. If you want to be saved, you got to recognize the truth. So when the year 2024 comes, there might not even be no more United States. Texas might not be of the Union no more. Might not have no more election, might be a dictatorship. The only one that you should recognize is the supreme being, Allah, in the person of Master Muhammad. As it was in the beginning. So shall it be. At the end of this world. It tells you that in the scriptures. When you read Revelations, the last chapter of Revelations, only the righteous under the guidance of the Supreme Being should establish the rule and government of Allah. There will be a new everything is everything. So this is your brother, elder brother Blacklight. With the kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge you won't get in college. Truth should be told and not sold. Excuse me. Let me say that again. The truth should be told and not sold. So we're going to try to come to you tomorrow around the same time. you.